What's good, everybody? You know who it is. Your boy Wall Street Shooter, man. And I want to do a training in regards to the breakthrough and retest method, or break and retest trading strategy that a lot of scalpers use. And you can honestly use this for any time frame, not just for the 5-minute time frame, but this technique definitely works, or strategy definitely works for 1 hour, 4 hour, even a daily and weekly. And I'll show you some examples of each timeline. But this is pertaining to the 5-minute or 2-minute timeline in regards to scalping. Scalping is a style of trade of requiring or capitalizing on quick price action in a short amount of time. And usually that price action or that time in trade is can be anywhere between 2 minutes, 10 minutes, at most maybe 15. Just depends on the run of the play, right? Depending on how long you stay in that play. But definitely not exceeding the 15-minute mark. You want to be in the trade fairly quickly, capitalize on a quick burst in any direction. It can either be in an uptrend or a downtrend. And I just want to kind of show you guys how I use the break and retest method to trade price action. If you notice, I usually when I'm in the Discord, I call out plays, and I'm usually in those plays from anywhere from 5 to 10, maybe 15 minutes, just depending. I always like to let the runners run so that play can turn into an hour long, and which becomes more so a day trade in a sense. But the majority of the profit taking happens on the front end of it after a breakthrough retest. And so I just want to kind of share that strategy with you guys, so you kind of get like a behind the scenes of what I'm looking at, just so it can kind of make sense. So let's just get into it, man. I'm actually looking at some price action here off of SPY. You know, I like to trade SPY a lot. That's Bay right now. And that between that and the triple Qs, I also call that the nasty NASDAQ or NASDAQ. And so I'm looking at Tuesday. So I found some good examples of testing a breakthrough and retest on Tuesday and Wednesday price action. And you can kind of see it throughout. Once you look at this video or go over the video and go back looking at your charts, you'll start seeing this breakthrough retest a lot. So I already got lines plotted. These lines are actually plotted for Monday, which have been holding very well for those levels. I haven't been actively trading at 6:30 at the bell, and my levels have been holding throughout this whole week. So that's another thing. We'll talk about how to plot out key levels for support and resistance, where you can kind of use that in your advantage throughout a week. But that's another time and day for that. So let's just get right into the breakthrough and retest strategy that I've been using. I don't want to hold you guys on this nice, beautiful day. So let's jump right into it. Again, this is price action from 6/21, which is Tuesday, the day after June 19th. These lines are already pre-plotted. I have not changed these lines since Monday, and you can see I plotted some good support and resistance because they've been hitting. But let's kind of go over and if you watch any trade recaps, I just put up this actual trade recap here on YouTube, and you can check it in the Discord under the YouTube channel. All the videos that I create are there for you guys to kind of go back and kind of see what I was seeing in my methodology. But this right here is for you guys. I'm not throwing this on YouTube. This is strictly for the Discord. Anyway, so let's break into it. So we got price action coming off of here. This is a SPY 5-minute timeline. As you can see, I have my pre-market high, which was at 373.03. And my pre-market low is at 370.43. So basically what I'm looking for a breakthrough and retest, and this is perfect example of all fresh out the bell, a lot of freaking volume pushing a lot of energy or big green candles right through my first level. So ideally, what you want to do when you're doing a breakthrough retest, you want to do exactly what it says. Why this price action is breaking through, you have your resistance level, you have your entry level. You could jump into this play right off this candle, But if you want to be a little bit more safe and want to be certain and want to make sure you check all your indicators, especially your volume, to see if there's going to be continuation. Because what could happen is that, yeah, you get these two candles right here at 630 and 635. This can find a new resistance level, hit, and then next thing you know, we're on a downtrend. So when you're doing this breakthrough retest, you're confirming that the uptrend is continuously. It's a continuous motion. So allowing this right here to be your gauge, and then allowing it to retrace and find support for continuation. That's the whole purpose of the breakthrough retest. So as you can see right here at 630, we got some decent amount of buyers coming in, pushing up the price action. 635, it gets really, really intense. A lot of buyers coming in, and it's probably from this 630 right here, just bleeding over into the next 5-minute candle. So once we pull through, push through the 373 resistance level, this is where you sit back and you kind of be patient. You have to be super patient on this. You have to fight the urge of jumping into this candlestick. And I say that even though I jumped in, but I had a plan. As soon as we break that 373, I was going to jump in and take my shillings at a certain price point. But that's something different, right? Talking about breakthrough retest. So once this broke through my resistance, you can kind of see it found a new resistance at 374, which was the all-time high at that particular time. If you was to block out this price action here, it created an all-time high. I actually marked this level at 374.0401. So I marked that as the all-time high because we created that. So what I was looking for, and I always tell you guys, anytime price action gets away from the 9 EMA, which is my yellow line here, it's going to gravitate back and try to find support. If there's not any support already previous support there, and I could look from last week, Friday or Thursday, see there is any type of heavy support around this 373.53. I could scan out and look, but right off the gate, I'm using the 9 EMA as my support EMA. And like I said, anytime that price action, it gets overextended from there, you can expect it to kind of start gravitating back to the 9 EMA, right? So that's what you want to kind of see. You want to see that 9 EMA hold. When I'm in the chat and I say I want to see the 9 EMA hold, that's exactly what I mean. I'm meaning that the price action has overextended from the 9. I want to see some type of consolidation back towards the 9, where volume is actually going to decrease, and I want to see that consolidation back. Now, not necessarily is going to actually hit the 9, right? It's not going to necessarily get closer and just automatically ride off the 9. But as you can see, it closes that gap. That overextended gap was closed. So that's a pullback. So we had our breakthrough. We had to pull back to the 9, which created this beautiful bullish pennant, right? If you don't see that, let me draw that out for you. We got the bullish pennant, right? And when you're actively trading, man, it's not required for you to draw the complete trend, but this is what it looks like, or use the actual, there it is, right? So we got this bullish pennant right here, right? And so we're watching this, and if I was to break this down into the 2-minute, you're going to see a little bit more data. So let's break this down into the 2-minute. Come on, dude. Boom. As you can see, there's more data right here, right, in this 2-minute. I like to use the 2-minute and the 5-minute. And as you can see, using a 2-minute time scale, we actually do travel right against this 9. And that's one of the main reasons why I like the 2-minute over the 1-minute. 1 minute just gives me the worst anxiety when it comes to trading. Like, you can really like trick yourself out of a bag on a 1 minute if you're not disciplined enough. 2-minute, it's right in that good wheelhouse for me. It gives me enough information without having the added anxiety. So I kind of bounce between the 2-minute and the 5-minute timeline. So let's go back to the 5-minute. Okay, so we got our pullback to the 9. And so what I'm waiting for is actually a confirmation to burst, another breakthrough, to break through these swing high, which would be the safe. And a swing high, you have swing highs and swing lows. Remember, a swing high is that last high before a downtrend, a downward movement. So this was the high. You see that we started to go down, even though it's consolidating, we started pulling back. So that's our swing high. So that's a safe entry. If you know, and I kind of marked that at the 374, which was already the high. So between this high and this is pretty much 13 cents. So, you know, give or take, you know what I mean? So if you want to be like particular, 374.14 would be the safe, but I already had the high marked out at 374.01. So I was very comfortable of entering this trade once we broke that level. And as you can see, we had a lot of volume pump this right through not only 374.01, but also excuse me, 374.55, which was one of my PT areas as far as price target taking. So you can enter this trade once we break through this bullish pennant. We bust through our resistance. We got a lot of this is a large confirmation candle here. This right here is probably like a 30% move depending on when you get into this trade. That's an easy 30% banger right off the gate, right? So jumping into this trade right here off this strong energy, this big candle energy here, it already crossed your resistance, and you can jump into play. Boom. And then what happens? After this volume, after this pump, we overextend from the 9 once again. So now we consolidate. Now we're creating a bull flag. If y'all want to see it, let me show you real quick. Oh, man, this freaking... Yeah, it's a little sloppy, but y'all got me. Let me tighten that up, man. My OCD gonna play with me. Oh my goodness, bruh. Thank you. Jeez, man. I love trading people. They charts actions is garbage. Anyway, so now we have this bull flag, right? We have this bull flag. We got this tight consolidation. And what are we doing? We overextended from the 9 from this price action here, right? Or actually, let me stop there. So if you would have got into this play here, rolled this volume, this big energy all the way up to this high, literally probably like a 30% buster right there. And if you even wait for the next candle for confirmation and get up to that 375, 12 area, might be like 30, maybe like 35, close to 40% or something like that. Just off this price action movement right here. And that's scalping, right? You want to, when you're scalping, it's quick movements, right? You get in, you get out, right? Not every movement is going to be 30, 40%. It could be 10%, 15%, 20%. The mentality that you should have, right? And this is the mentality that I have when I'm scalping and I'm taking profits. And I'll share something. Let me get this point out, and then I'll share my trading when I size into a play to kind of give you an idea. But my mentality when I'm going into this is that if I put my money into the bank, the most I'm going to get is 0.06% APY or throughout the year, right? High interest savings account. And if I was and I'll just round that up to 1%, right? Just for shits and giggles. So if I was to put $10,000 in there for 1%, you're looking at what? 1%, $100, something like that per year. Just letting your money sit. Now, me, that ain't shit, right? Let's just keep it a buck, right? You really get no interest. But if I was to play, let's just say $10,000 on a play, and it runs up 30%, that's $3,000. Now it's a little more risky, obviously, because in a savings account, you just letting it sit there and save, right? Most people don't keep $10,000 in their savings account. Sometimes you have family emergencies, medical bills, car issues, home issues, whatever the case may be. You might have to move, whatever the case. You're going to constantly be dipping into that $10,000. So you might not even end the year with the $10,000 to get the $100. But it's safer, right? For me, with this, you're taking a little bit of risk. And I'm saying that I play $10,000 hands on calls. Usually I usually do anywhere between 1, maybe 3, sometimes 5. I'm feeling a little frisky or spicy. But usually I try to keep it between 1,000 to 2,000. I'm comfortable there. I'm familiar with the percentiles when they hit, so I know what my profit's going to be every time I play. So going back to this is that if this was a 30% move and you was playing with $1,000, that's $300. This is a 5-minute candle. You made $300 in a 5-minute period. Man, there's people out there that work 8 hours and don't make $300 a day. So, sometimes you have to have something embedded into you to take those little wins, right? And if you're only playing with $100 and you hit for 30%, you know what I'm saying? That's $30. Be happy with that. Again, you're doing this in a 5-minute period. You do 3 more of those trades, and you making more than somebody holding their money with $10,000 in a high interest savings account for the year. So, start looking at your profit taking in percentile and not in dollar amount. When you start looking at it from a percentile, the example that I gave you, then it starts to click a little bit more like, okay, if I keep on hitting these 20 percenters, remember in the chat, I always talk about base hits. Base hit, score, run too. You don't always need the home run. You don't need the 70, the 100% runners, the 200% runners. You know what I'm saying? Those are great, but they don't happen all the time. If you get these 20%, 30%, 20%, 30%, if you look at my wins and losses, or my wins in the chat, if you go to the profit, you see a lot of 30 percenters. Because I switch my mentality up and say, okay, I'm cool with the 30%, especially if I size in heavy. And so going back to the point that I was going to make is that how I trade, again, is, anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000, depending on the play. Sometimes $5,000 if I'm feeling spicy. I'm okay taking 30% off $1,000 for $300. I'm okay taking 30%, wagering, putting up $2,000 and getting $600 off a 30% banger, or if it hit 40%. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy with that because I know in a 5-minute period, I made that in a 5-minute period, 10-minute period, 15-minute period. I didn't make that punching the clock from a 9 to 5 all day, dealing with my manager or whatever the case may be. So I'm okay with that. So kind of think about it like that. So let's get back into it, man. I know I went on a little tangent, man. Y'all know I like to talk and shit. Let me tighten up. So after this big candle entry and a big movement here, price action movement here, we got some consolidation. So we went from a bull pivot right here to a bull flag, and this is a nice tight consolidating, getting back to that 9 EMA. And basically how you see when you plotting this, you want to plot these highs. So the first thing you see here is 3 hits at the 375.12 level, right? So you see price action and the volume actually starts slowing down. That's typical, and that's a good thing when volume starts slowing down and not really taking a big dump. So you're getting this consolidation right here. This 375 is becoming a major resistance, right? So we tested it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. But the key thing is that this 374.55 level was a solid support. So as soon as you see this price action not busting through that 374 level, then you're like, okay, we might have some continuation here. Let me get my eyes up on, are we consolidating in the bull pennant or bull flag? Regardless, both are good patterns, right, for continuation. So you start seeing like, damn, we're trading in this channel here, and then you're just waiting for that quick pop. Now, this is a good example of another breakthrough retest. So we broke through 375. Volume slowed down, even though this was a large candle with a lot of volume. On that next 5-minute candle, we slowed down, and we retested 375.12, and then we shot off that 375.12 and made a new high of the day. But as you can see, this long wick lets me know that sellers are trying to win the battle. So this is a breakthrough. Here's the retest. And then we have a safe entry at 375.60 from this candle, right? We can even say 376.15. However you want to play, this is a swing, right? This is a swing high. But we also know that 375.12 is good support, which once was a heavy resistance, now turned into a positive result. So we have a breakthrough, retest the 375.12, and then we have a pump through, another rip through. By this time, this play is getting tired, right? You can tell just from the size of the wicks, the size of the candles, that volume is actually slowing this play down. We had beautiful price action all the way up. So immediately when you start seeing these little candles, these little wicks, you know that, and you checking your volume. That's important. If you check your volume to match your price action, you know this play is slowing down. So you might not have many more opportunities to get in here and get these good scalps, right? So what you want to do, and what I did once I saw that, and I only took one trade, so but I kept watching this. But I took one trade, and the first thing I did, I went to go check the hourly. So you change your time frame and you want to see what's going on. Why is that play slowing down? So we pan over, and you can use this breakthrough retest on the hourly as well too. Like I mentioned, this is a candle here for the first hour. This is the 6:30 candle, and then you see the 7 o'clock candle. So you see again, this price action is just super bullish, strong candles. We've already ate off this candle for the first hour. We've created the all-time high, and now we have this pullback right to the VWAP into the 9, right? Heavily extended from the 9. We even found support on the VWAP, and pretty much throughout the day. Remember, this is an hourly chart, so this updates per hour. So we pull back to the 9, and we kind of just consolidated. So going into this, and this is actually when I swung runners over, but I got kind of like clapped out. I got lucky, but I got clapped out for the next day because pre-market sold off extremely. So, but that's another. If you want more information, I made a YouTube video on what happened on there. Go check it out. It's in the YouTube channel on the Discord. Check that out. But going back to the 5 minute. So, well, staying at the hour. So when I mentioned that price action started to slow down, you can kind of look at the hours like, okay, we're overextended at the hour as well too. So I do expect us to start pulling back to either the VWAP or the 9 MMA. So maybe don't let me taking those first two trades. Maybe I need to like chill out. You know what I'm saying? Like don't let don't want to overtrade and be hella greedy. So that could be a key indicator. Like, all right, I'm just gonna chill. I got those 2 hits. Boom, I'm good to go. So again, simple breakthrough retest. We broke through here at 6 o'clock, found a high, retest towards 9 MA, created a bull pennant. We broke through again, consolidated, broke through, consolidated a little bit, and broke through, found a new high, 378.28. So that was on Tuesday. So let me look at, let's look at Wednesday. Yeah, this is where I hit. Wednesday I hit for 71% on this one particular move. So got our levels, right? We got levels that's actually left over from Monday. Again, I didn't even update these levels besides having price action that I mapped out during actual Tuesday from the highs and the lows. But my key levels again, 370.43. Pre-market we sold off. 370.43 was my resistance. 373.04 was a previous high from Friday. And this is basically, and 369 was previous lows on Friday, which they retested those lows from Friday, right? That's another breakthrough retest, right? If I can look at the daily, we can kind of see that. We'll look at the daily too. But I'm going to break down the actual trade. And this is an A1 setup. So I missed all this. I woke up late. I missed all this action right here at 6:50. I woke up at 6:41, got myself together and noticed we already had a run up. So immediately I saw like, damn, we hit 374.01, which was a previous from yesterday resistance. We bounced, couldn't break through. Notice that we had 373.03, which was my resistance from pre-market of yesterday or the day or Monday. So I was like, okay, cool. We're overextended. We already had our breakthrough. I'm looking for the retest. If we hold 373.03, I'm going to go ahead and jump in this play. So again, I woke up late, but I guess I woke up on time. So we had the rejection here at 374. We retested at 373. We held the 9 perfectly. As soon as this candle hit right here and got above that 374.01, I jumped into play. And this thing took off. I think I was even in the Discord typing up the play, putting a screenshot, everything. By the time I finished all that and was looking at from the cues, we were already up 70-something%. So as you can see, this thing just went on a rocket ship. And I actually got this player at the top at 378.01. I had the 381 calls, and those 381 calls that I bought I bought 50 of them. And why did I buy 50 of them? Because they were only 21 cents. So it was roughly like 1,050, 1050 or something like that. As much I wager. Again, I try to keep it between 1,000, 2,000, or whatever the case may be. And I've been doing this whole out of the money thing, and I kind of explained that in another video, but I've been doing out of the money where I can buy a lot and keep some runners. I've been trying that out instead of buying in the money. And plus the contracts get more and more expensive, especially if they start running. But anyway, so I bought like 50 something contracts at like $21 per contract or some shit like that. Right here, right when it broke this neck, and this run up right here with that 71% run up. As you can see, it was just green bean all the way up. We had a small pullback here, a breakthrough retest. And once I saw this candle and the volume slowed down, and I know I mentioned volume, you don't see it on this chart, but I have my laptop with a clean Thinkorswim page, and only indicator I have on it is volume. So I kind of, and I have it right in my view. So I have 3 screens, and so I'm able to just see a clean picture with the volume. It's on Thinkorswim. So, and we'll talk about the importance of volume and price action. Those are like the two important indicators that you're going to be able to use. But anyway, I saw the volume actually slowing down on this from this candlestick, even though it was a large green candlestick. 378 was definitely a PT3 for me. That was already mapped out. And yeah, once I saw this green candle, this red candle here, and the volume crept down, I just got out the trade. Now, usually getting out of the trade, there's no right or wrong, especially if you find your PT already, and you're satisfied with the percentile, and not being greedy. Some people say, well, you want to get out of the trade when it pull back and close below the 9. Yes, absolutely right, because this could pull back and continue, right? And you leave money on the table. But ideally, man, you just want to be happy with what you earn, right? You don't want to being greedy, man. I noticed that's how you get clapped out a lot. For me, I like to take the top dollar, and I'm okay taking 70% any day of the week. To me, a 70% is the equivalent to a 100% trade, right? It gives me the same nostalgia, it gives me the same feeling as 70% for 100%. So, and we'll talk about like profit taking and plotting that out and everything. But again, it goes back to, you don't need 100% trades every trade. 100% trades, what's going to happen, you're going to chase those 100% trades, and they don't happen all the time. Now, if you'd have got on this trade and day traded this from 6 all the way up to 735 and just let it run, that's easy, a 200% banger right here. Easy. At least 22%. I think it was 222% when I measured it out. And you just buy it, forget it, and let it do what it do, right? But we're scalping, right? This is not really scalping. That's it. Well, I guess you can say you can scalp it, take your profits, and let the runners run, right? But from that price action time frame, from 6:30 to 7:35, that's a day trade. You feel me? So now you're day trading. For a scalper, we just want to get in, get our shillings, and get the fuck out, right? And if there's another opportunity to get in, get more shillings, and get the fuck out, you know what I'm saying? So you could have jumped in here, boom. As soon as they hit this high, this little 20% buster right here, boom, take your shillings, let it pull back. Boom, it gets above that high. You run it up, boom, that's 10-15%. Take your shillings, get out. Let it pull back, bounce. This runner right here, that was the 70% runner that I had on Wednesday. That's 71% run from here all the way up here. 71% runner. Boom, take your shillings, get out. You know what I'm saying? Like, or, you could have let this kind of play out, let it get back to the 9. For me, when you get overextended like this and you get these harsh red candles, like, you start giving back, right? By the time you get back to this 9, you're looking at 50%, which is nothing wrong with it, but you literally had 70% here. You're trying to see if you can get past this 378. It tested it twice. I'm cool. I don't need to see nothing else. So I'm going to go ahead and take that 70 and go ahead and get out, especially when you got $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 on the line. If you playing with like $100, and I don't even want to put this kind of mentality in your head either, but if you're playing with $100 and you're like, okay, maybe I do have a little more wiggle room to see if I can get more. But if you're playing with $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, you know what I'm saying, and you hit 70%, it's like, what more do you want? What more do you want? You got a $10,000 on a play and you hit for 70%. That's $7,000. Like, what else do you want? Trader, what else do you want? Take your shillings, man. Live to trade another day, baby. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you can, are you satisfied with hitting your PTs? You get out the play. Cut it. You can trim, let some runners run, see what they're going to do. or you can get completely out the play, or you can wait for it to close below the 9. I know on other YouTube channels or whatnot, they tell you to close out the trade before the 9. I'm telling you, man, you take the money however you feel. If you feel like 7% is good, take the cheese. If you wanted to pull back and see if it's going to continue, boom. And let's just say if you did hit 70%, it pulled back. Now you looking, remember, depending on if it's a 0 DTE play and that IV, you start getting IV crushed when this pullback happen, then you're going to be like, fuck, I should have took that money at 70%. Now this pullback right here is a 40% pullback, and now you're looking at plus 30. So that's important. You got to know what your delta is doing. You got to know if it's a 0 DTE play. All that stuff takes in the factor when you taking profits, right? That's why you got to plan your trades before you even jump in a trade, right? Like, yeah, I'm gonna call out a trade, but look over the trade. Does it fit your plan? Does it hit your ABCs? You feel me? So, and we'll talk about, trading, making a trade plan, ABCs, and all that type of stuff. So you can know how to get into your own plays and know how to take your profits and your entry points and all that stuff. But yeah, you see this pullback. Then we had this slight run up right here. Got nowhere near to the all-time day. Had another pullback. So if you're playing puts, this works the same way. Breakthrough, retest, breakthrough. See that? We had a breakthrough, pullback to 375. We pull all the way back to 377.6, rejected, and boom. So when this rejection happened, this pullback, you would get in this trade on this red candle. Bow. Get in there, get your shillings, and when it pull back, get out. Bow. And it's easy peasy, baby. Easy peasy. Then you can start looking for calls, right? Depending on, like, we know this 374 line is solid. This was a line from Tuesday. This right here, we know this was a solid resistance line. Boom. Why? Because you had this heavy energy, big candle come through, market for the day, couldn't break it, rejected, tested it, and then finally broke through. So that's 4 plays from a resistance standpoint. So when it came back to retest for support, we know psychologically this is a solid level. Solid. And it held like a chisel. So boom, this is midday, 9 o'clock. You could have got into a nice day trade by buying a couple of calls, maybe like not the same day. Obviously, by this time, 0 DTE, you might donate some profit back. So maybe you might want to buy, what day is this? A 624 or 623. I'm not looking at the option chain right now, but whatever the next 2 days is, you jump into that and let these runners run. And that's a nice little, this right here is real nice. It's a nice little slow roller right here, right? And it just kind of just bounced on this trend line all the way up to a new all-day high of 378. As soon as it pulled back to this line and close before there, boom, get out the trade. This is a day trade right here. This ain't a scalp. This is the day trade right here. We are looking at from 9:05 to 11:15. It's like 2 hours. That's a day trade, right? Nice little channel. Rising wedge right here. And rising wedge, you can expect pullback, right? Rising wedge, you expect once it break, it can continue, but what we're looking for rising wedge is a reversal pattern for it to break and reverse, and it's exactly what it did. And then in far as like a downward wedge, expect the same thing, right? So yeah, this one kind of day traded pretty hot, and as expected, right before the day closed, people taking profits at this new all-time high. It's just easily getting out the play. So we flip this on its head, and we scalping for puts. You got this breakthrough, this retest, and it's continuation down, right? Nice trade right here. You got this bear flag. Oh gosh, it's just so annoying. You got this bear flag here. Got this bear flag, this breakthrough, small test here, and just monster movement right here. Nice, probably 40% trade on the scalp. Then you got this strong pullback to the 9, held the 9, rejected it on the next one, and found a new low. And then that was the end of the day right there, at 12:55. Boom, out the trade. So yeah, breakthrough retest strategy, man. I gave you show you guys 2 days worth. Let me pull up the daily and show you that you can use it on the daily. Pan over. Oh my gosh. Why am I going in? I swear this chart. Let's look at a different chart. Show you that this works anywhere. Tesla. That's my baby. That used to be First Bay. So yeah. And boom. All right. So this is the daily, right? So obviously this price action is based on a daily movement, right? And as you can see off the rip, we're gonna look on the put side. So you can look at it from a swing trader perspective, right? And I'm gonna start right around here because it's some good price action. And we're gonna look on the put side. So you have this price, this price action here. Why is my thing laggy? So you have this price action here on a downward, right? And if I don't have my I should have used TradingView anyways. So we have in this case, you want to use, instead of using your EMAs, which I use for my 4 1 hour, 5 and 2, you want to use your SMAs. Actually, you can use your EMAs here. That's fine. So we have this price action pulling down, right? We know overall market sentiment is in a downtrend. So, all right, so we look at the daily. So we have these daily candles pulling down. We're extending, and then we have a pullback to the 9. We are creating, oh my gosh, bro. We created a nice bear flag here, right? This is daily. So what we can expect, right? Bear flag, possibly expect continuation, knowing the overall market. We got our confirmation candle. As soon as we break that flag, that's our confirmation candle, right? Even though that is green, we broke this swing low. These swing lows, as you can see here. All right, we tested these swing lows. You can get into play here, but the safe play is obviously this large candle here. As soon as we break them lows at, what's that price? Let's call it 377. Let's just say 378. As soon as we break that 378 level, boom. That day we just sold off. Like, this is perfect to just buy some puts and just let it ride for the day. And you have that same thing. If you didn't get in here, right? So what you do, you wait, let it pull back. This is the breakthrough. Retesting to the 9. It actually went to the 21. So let's draw that out. Oh, right. Retested the 21. Didn't break above it. Overall market sentiment was a major sell-off. I want to say this is like FOMC. We break that swing. Oh gosh. Come on, man. Give me a second, man. Let me change this up. Price level. We got this swing. We got this swing low here. As soon as we break, we can jump into play. Or you can wait for it to break this pattern. If we tighten that pattern. Why is it doing this, bro? God damn. Boom. Break that flag. On the daily, again, we're looking at the daily. Once we break that flag, get in the trade. Boom. Or you can wait till it break this 484, swing low, and jump in. This is daily, right? So these are just, you hold this contract for a week or two, and you just eat it, man. You lunching. It's the same thing. Break and retest, break and retest, break and retest, break and retest. Overextended from the 9. When it's overextended in the 9, even on the daily, what do? Boom. 1 day, 2 day, 3, 4, 5 days of sell-off. We extended from the 9 EMA. What do? We gapped up and got closer to it. Now, I'm not saying it's always going to hit the 9 EMA or even hit the 21. But as a trader, these are little indicators to say, damn, I'm hearing everybody talking about Tesla sell-off. And you can come here, you can kind of see, am I too late? Right? So if you come here on this day here, the beginning of this, the confirmation of that candle. You get in, or let's say you don't get in. So this day happened, the second day happened. You start hearing the rumblings. Damn, Tesla's selling off major. You come over to the chart, you're like, okay, I'm a little extended here for the 9 EMA. I want to be cautious, right? I want to be hella cautious. It already been doing some massive selling off. I want to come here and I want to check RSI, see where we at in RSI. I want to check the MACD, see if we gapping off of the MACD before I enter this trade. So maybe it's like, okay, well, maybe we are kind of like overextended. Maybe I'll just day trade this and take my profits throughout the day instead of swinging it, right? Because swinging to me in this market is kind of sus, right? It's kind of like you just don't know. Granted, we're selling off, but for me, I'm just like, I just want to take my profits throughout the day. I swing a few trades, but I'm just like, I got clapped on a couple of swings. So for me, I'm just kind of a little cautious. I'd rather just scalp it or day trade it and take my shillings and to live another day, trade another day. But going back to it, so it's like, okay, 1, 2, 3 days, or these 3 days right here, a little extended, not too far. Boom, get it here. I swing it for a day, sell off, perfect. Now we up 400%, right? Just throwing numbers out there. Now we up 4%, but we're hella extended from here to here, hella, right? From the 9. So maybe this day is the day that I take profits, right? Then you have this 5th day. Yeah, we did some selling off. Actually opened under 691, but you sold here. Be happy with that bag, because guess what we did? Even though we sold off here, the next day after that, we gapped up. Let's say if you was holding like 650 puts, oh, you're fucked. Like, say you bought 650 put here and didn't sell because you like, yeah, we about to hit that 650, baby. We about to be green over here. Green bean over here, baby. It's going up. I'm gonna be 1,000%. I'm about to go buy a Tesla. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm about to go buy the Rolly. As soon as it hit this 650, I'm up. You can't tell me nothing. Bottle service. And then boom, it gapped up. All your profits gone. Now, granted, you still got a nice bag on you, especially if you got it to play here. But, you know, again, it goes with that greed. It's all about, you know, I can't tell you how to take your profits, man. I can just you know, just giving you little indicators, man. If we overextend that 9, man, again, we're gonna pull back to it. So it's something to keep in mind while you trading, right? You know, check the daily, check the hourly, check the 4-hour, constantly check those charts, see where you are in relationship to these EMAs. That's basically what I'm saying, right? Just be cautious. So we had that bounce, pull back to the 9. Again, it didn't hit the 9, but we pulled a lot closer to it, and we're still selling off, right? Still selling off. Price action volume is kind of slowing down, but we're still selling off here. And you can kind of just day trade these all the way through, right? We close to that 9. So I'm a little more, for me, I'm looking at this and I'm a little more like cautious. You know, maybe I go into a day trade mode. I'm scalping anyways, and I'm just scalping. Bye-bye. Little bags. While people are chasing this big bag, which is fine. You know, I'll take my 30%, 40%, 50% days to get to, you know, we all going to get to the same race at the end of the day. So that's Tesla on the daily. Let's look at personal. Oh. Let's look at Amazon. Everybody love Amazon right now. Still on the daily. So what I'm watching, this had nothing about testing. Okay, so the breakthrough repeat, break and retest. Again, going with the sentiment of the market, you got this breakthrough right here, retest to the 9 and 21, break, get extended. This is a perfect example. So when we looked at Tesla, we was hella extended. This one, remember, like I said, here, let me highlight this. We're hella extended on Tesla. Let me go back to Tesla real quick. All right, so we were hella extended off of Tesla. Right here. Right here. Right, this is hella extended off of Tesla from here to there. Look at that. Right now, if I go back to Amazon, we're we not as far. We're extended, but we not overextended, right? It's still low key riding that coast one highway. You feel me? And what we do, boom, bounce right back to the 9. So basically, what I'm saying is that the price action don't need to go like the price action to be overextended. The price action don't need to be like way the fuck out here, right? As you can see, from here to here, that's a 1% move, right? So it don't need to be a 5% off trend for this snapback. So be cautious again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the overall market sentiment is a sell off, but and I did mention about the whole being extended from the 9, but you see how sharply it got back to the 9. Held it beautifully, right? Beautiful bounce off the 9, and then we gapped. So if you was in this play from here, and this is FOC right here, from here to here, yeah, Sirski. Actually, it's not FOC. This is, let's see, 4. Was this the split? This is April. No, we didn't split in April. Might have been something with FOC. Might have been split. Somebody correct me in the chat if we split that day. I don't think we did. But anyways, we got this major gap down. Then we got this retest, breakthrough, retest to the 9 because we had all this large gap. Retest, break. Retest, break. Then on the upside, took off, retest. No break. We didn't break this time. Oh, this is FOC right here. And so look what perfect. This is perfect. FOC, CTI and all that stuff happened. Interest rates, FOC meeting. We just gap. Bow, bow, bow. Look how extended we are. Hella. Like, boy. 2.37% from the 9? Sir, come on. So if you got in this, and you rode it for these 3 days, right? Say if you missed it, like, fuck, Amazon sold off, missed out. You missed this right here. You got in here and here. Well, you caught that gap in that bottom. Good night. Good night, sir. So we overextended. Got back to the 9. We at the 9 and 21. What we gonna do now, right? Well, what am I looking at on daily? Right? We got this channel up. Market's been kind of hot. Oh my God, bro. This fucking thing right here. There we go. Right? What am I looking at on the daily here? Right? We got this green bean, right? So for me, and just knowing the over market, you know, we got this trend here. What am I looking at here? So we're in a little uptrend, but it's in an up channel. It's a rising wedge. Rising wedge turned into, yep, exactly. Price action. I say exactly. Somebody said something. You got this rising wedge, which is it could be a bear pattern. It could be a continuous, or it can be a reversal. Excuse me, for a sell off, right? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 good green days here. We're at the 21. Can we bounce and hit this trend line, or will we reject and shoot past this trend line and continue on the downward motion? It all depends on what the market is looking like, what they're talking about, right? So that's something to kind of want to look at. So this could be a break, retest, break, right? That's what we want to see. So do we get into this play now? Nope. We wait for a confirmation candle, right? You always want to wait for that confirmation candle. Let's go back some. So, and this is on the daily, right? This is easy peasy, y'all. Boom. We had a breakthrough, retest, confirmation candle. Boom, get in the trade. And you can just start swinging that motherfucker, man. Same thing here. It's been hot. We looking at the RSI. RSI hasn't even crossed the 50 yet to confirm uptrend. So this thing can bounce right off of this 50. Continue on the downward. We crossed over on the MACD and the signal. And yeah, that's what we're watching, right? We want to see if this continue to trade in this little channel. It could. We got 2 options, or a couple of options. Continue to trade in this channel and test this trend, or we could continue to trade, or we can actually in a couple of days, maybe next week, break this and continue the downward motion. It could test this trend, not necessarily, right? We already tested the trend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits, right? So looking at these wicks or test this trend 5 times. It necessarily does not have to pull back to this daily trend. As you can see here, look how extended we're away from this trend. We already touched it. Will it touch it again? We'll wait and see. But right now we're in a little channel trading. So do we swing into here? It's risky because we know it's hot. It's been running. It's risky to do calls. It's risky to do puts. In my opinion, you want to wait for some kind of confirmation. Ask yourself, are you closer to this trend line for calls, or are we closer to this trend line for puts for a breakout? That's what you're going to ask yourself. So if you was happen to jump the gun and get into this play, I would give it 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 or 3 weeks to be on the safe side, if you want to jump in right now. But the patient trader would wait for a confirmation. And for this, I will wait for it to break this trend line for call swings. I would day trade the hell out of this. I will wait for it to break above this 123 level. I know you leaving some money on the table, but just the way the market is set up right now is just like weird. You know, ultimately you got to protect that bank. But yeah, I will wait for it to give me some confirmation either to the downside. You want to kind of see it do, you know, break, retest, and then break down, right? You can play it that way, or you can play it right off the pattern. As soon as it break, I would say these lows, 103, want a safe. 102, 103 a good entry. I mean, you want a YOLO, 106 would be good entry. Or you can play off that low. But you need a lot of strong, you need a big strong candle. As soon as it break that candle, you want to get into play at 107. I would say 106, 107-ish. For the downside, if you're going to swing some shit. Yeah. As you can see, this is a good support line. Boom. More for calls. Man, I think it swims back crazy. So yeah, calls. This 103.8 maybe. Yeah, man. That'd be a nice little level. Maybe, or 113.8. Excuse me, I said 103.8. Or 115 to be on the safe side. Kind of like this neckline from this double bottom right here. Or this 106.33 for puts. But you definitely want some type of confirmation. Get out this rising wedge first. So yeah, that's the breakthrough retest strategy, and I showed you guys from the timelines that I like to use: the 5 minute John, right? 5 minute, and the 2 minute. 2 minutes is gonna give you more information, but it's the same. It's the same. Same guys, same shit, different toilet, baby. You can just kind of do this for anything. Oh, look at that breakthrough. Look, retest the 9s. It retests all the EMAs. Bounce, breakthrough. Consolidate with a nice bear flag. Boom, breakthrough. Retest the 9. Boom, breakthrough. Retest the 9. Snap. And then we switched it up. Breakthrough. Test the 9. Boom, breakthrough. Test the 9. Consolidate. Volume probably slow down. Boom, back. Boom, back. This is how stock patterns move, man. From a scalper standpoint. And this is what I'm looking for all day. Not even all day long, man. I just look for my setup, man. I look for my setup, starting from the pre-market. I'm giving y'all gems, yo. I'm giving y'all the sauce right here. And who's in here? Scrap, Chase. Y'all catching the sauce all live. So hopefully people go back and go get this sauce, man. This shit is it's heavy on the sizzles. This shit is easy peas. No, I ain't gonna say it's easy, but it's just patience, man. You just need to be patient as hell. and just wait for your perfect setup, man. Trade flags, right? We'll talk about trading flags too, because you just kind of wait for your move. But that's it, man. I'm gonna go ahead and check out. I'm gonna put this on repeat. Put this back up to watch later. I appreciate those who pulled up. And yeah, this is your boy Wall Street Shooter. This is Never Financial Advice. I'm out.